Hello reviewers, here we are at some nice, extremely fun Singletracks, and we're gonna be testing Cannondale Trigger 3. I'm not going for our testing loop on the Sigbiker channel because I'm just in very nice surroundings in the mountains today, so we're gonna take that opportunity. All the features you already know because I made an episode about that, so today we only ride and I'm gonna tell you how it actually works, what I would upgrade, what is extremely good, and one concern I have about this bike. Let's go. I'm gonna show you a bit more of the bike, so the camera is directed more to the bicycle so that you will see what's happening here on the cockpit, and I will walk you through everything here. So we've got Cannondale Trigger 3 on my left side. This is the Gemini system for the dual air spring system on our shock. On my right side, that's the lever for the dropper post. So we go down and we go up again. So you already know that. And then we have shifters. Maybe first thing I would really upgrade here is that we have SLX brakes, SLX shifters, but no I-spec. Why? Why no I-spec? Those shifters are clamp-on shifters, and it is really difficult to find the right position of those shifters, and also to fit in those additional levers for your dropper post and for the rear shock. So let's just go down. It is really playful bike. Woo! So suspension is amazing. I love it. It lets you really play a lot with the bike. Woo! This is it. Faster. You're gonna really push high wattage on those descents because the bikes is just telling you, go faster, man. And here there is many places to have fun. Just in the second on the uphill I'm gonna tell you more. Fox fork, that's the 34, really plush. It's not nearly as stiff as my lefty, which is 100 millimeters of travel on FSI. This is 150, so that's the difference. But it is super smooth. It doesn't have that stiction feeling when you push it for the first time. Woo, pump it up. Okay, so good fork. I would just say this is a good fork. Now, kinematics. What's the character of this bike? I feel that this is supposed to be really playful bike. It lets you go up. It will really go fast on those descents. So I would say this is really close to enduro. This is more than trail bike. 150 in the front, 145 in the rear. So with these 27.5 wheels and the Minion Maxxis tires, you can have a lot of fun, which we're gonna have in the second. Woo! Let's do it. And in a second about the Gemini system. Lean the bike. Whew. Okay, So you already know I would upgrade the shifters to the I-Spec ones, which is so weird because SLX actually has I-Spec version. So I don't understand this. As you can see, these levers here, these don't fit exactly how I would want them to be, but it's just impossible. Otherwise, the left one, for example, would just hit my gear shifter. So I-Spec, once more I-Spec. My bike is 2x11. I've noticed that for the US you've got 1x drivetrain with, oh my gosh, 30 teeth chainring in the front. So it's gonna work for the tracks where you don't really push to the speed. So you don't have fast tracks. 30 chainring in the front on 1x drivetrain will be okay. For me, 2x period, because I like going like 50-60 kilometers per hour on those descents. On this drivetrain, which has 26-36 chainrings in the front and cassette is 1142, I can comfortably spin the pedal up to, let's say, 47 kilometers per hour, something like that. It's not a lot, but also not a lot of trail riders will want high speed or will have terrain for that. So 26-36 by 1142 is okay. 1x drivetrain will be okay. I would swap it out with at least 32 teeth chainring, which I have on my FSI. All right, this lever here, this is my concern. Why? What it does, it changes the air chamber volume on the rear shock, right? So the progressivity of your rear suspension will change. That means it will stiffen while you go further in the travel, which is good. Cannondale say also that reduces actually the travel from 144.5 to 115, so just over 100 millimeters of travel, which is, sorry for that, which is cool. But this is supposed to be ride mode, so it's no longer the climbing mode which we had on the previous trigger, which would also change the geometry. Here the geometry doesn't really changes on the bike. You can feel, yeah, it works. You can feel that the air volume is different, so progressivity is different, less travel, okay. But for riding, I would even say for riding on some flat terrain, when you want to pedal, I don't feel that much of a difference between this one engaged or not. This is 145, 115. What I feel the difference in is something that we all know, which is the small lever, 3-position lever on the damper. It's Fox damper, so 3-position on the damping, and that really changes the characteristics of woo, look at this, mountains, lovely. So I would pretty quick find myself to rather use the lever on my Fox damper rather than the remote on my handlebar. So what I would rather like to have would be my damping being steered by the remote, and maybe this Gemini system on the damper. That's my feeling. I'm really curious what other riders say, because I thought, okay, this is cool. Now riding or uphills, don't feel so much difference. Don't feel. I would say, I would say the Gemini system is really cool if I have my rear suspension really soft, so high sag on the damper, and I want to jump. So if I don't want to bottom out, I will just use the Gemini. Awesome. But this is supposed to be the riding mode, right? So better for pedaling. That's the platform on the Fox. So this is my concern about it. And let's play a little bit with the bike. So once more, I need to go down to the damper, and then we can feel. Oh yeah, this is for having fun on those descents. And also pedal bob now is, I would say, huge, but also I have set my sag quite high. So now we can feel, oh, so much of a difference, because now the rear suspension works so smoothly. Okay, so let's push it a bit further. What about having the platform open and this one engaged like I have? Well, like I said, this is still for me for a mode for riding down the hill but not wanting to bottom out. That's how I see it. Oh, pedal bob, big platform. Now it stiffens. So this does not stiffen your suspension, I would say. Is it gonna be? You see, on the trails like here, you need to use the lever on the damper, which is not that convenient. So I know I'm sharing my opinion with you about something Cannondale and Fox engineers have been working a lot, and this is the, let's say, diet system from the previous one, but simplified. Simplifying, I love simplifying, but to be honest, without this lever and having my damper lever right here on the remote, I would rather want that. Okay, now components. SLX, as I said, we've got SLX brakes with 180 rotors, front and rear, super strong brakes, super strong, really. This you can use with one finger, so holding on to the handlebars with 3 or 4 or your thumb, and one finger for braking. That's awesome. You see, I need to open it. I mean, without opening it, it's okay. We're gonna have nice corner here, and this is the tricky one. Yeah, and it's steep, and you can just fall down. All right, so I'm gonna do some enduro stuff on my channel, and since this is the testing bike, whoa, I'm gonna borrow it from Cannondale for some enduro. You can with no problem, you can use this bike on enduro races. This is not typical enduro. Jekyll is enduro, yes, you're correct, but this bike can handle really some punishment. I was doing some jumps yesterday on it. Whew, nos problemos, baby. So, do I like this bike? I like this bike a lot. I don't need, sorry Cannondale, I said my opinions would be just sincere and fair. I don't feel like I need Gemini system here. I do like the kinematics. I do like the space for a bottle cage. Let's just do it. But Gemini, I don't know, maybe I'm not experienced enough to really make use of it on the jumps. I would use it, not to bottom out. Woo! Understandable. Otherwise, the platform on the Fox damper is just enough for me. Now, good news, this bike will be compatible with any shock, rear shock that fits. I mean, fits in terms of the length, so the geometry, but this is not like the previous one, only made for diad shocks. So you can just choose whatever your favorite shock is and use it. Dropper post. Dropper post is cool. Oh, this is steep. Dropper post is cool. I don't make so much use of it, but this is just my preference. Definitely trail bikes with the dropper post, that's a good choice, especially if you sometimes are scared of going down the hill. You can really use this bike on super steep descents. The geometry is pretty aggressive, so this bike will handle it. And if you're not sure whether you will, the dropper post, it helps. You have to also learn how to use the dropper post, because having it all the way down and not feeling it between your thighs in different situations isn't gonna be good either. But when you learn how to use it, you're gonna probably like it. I also, you know, I am the cross-country rider, so in XC we've got many riders now using dropper posts, much more than before, which was 0, but I don't. Really nice corners. Whew. I like the tires. The brakes are just awesome. Really good SLX brakes. Really good. Comparing to my Magura MT race I have on my FSI, these are way better. Way better. So this is pretty much what I feel about this bike. Now I have like 11 days left for my technique drills. So FSI is hanging on the wall in the studio right now, and I'm using this one because this is really tough bike, which I love about it so much. Thanks for watching. If I can answer some of your questions, or any questions, if I can, I will. So waiting you in the comment section. Whew. See ya.